Good
morning, Mr. Gurpreet.
Dr. Resh, you can start now.
Yes, sir, I can start. Thank you. So, very good morning to everyone. Dr. Jody, Mr. Sanjeev, and Mr. Gurpreet. We are in the last two classes. Tomorrow, today and tomorrow, we are discussing a lot on research. So far we have covered few units of your research, which are very, very fundamental to take off your research with a lot of confidence, I hope. So please do concentrate on the classes and ask questions so that we can get clarified, because the classes we have handled, I hope that you will, as a learners, you might have learned something to frame the research problem, to go with the process of the research so that we can smoothly and very, very productive research we can conduct, which can contribute to your learning as well as in terms of research, as well as to the common public with the research that you are going to carry out. So, good morning once again to everyone. That today we are going to cover the survey research method, right? So it's a different block, because as a different block it is given, because it's very much important to know and understand and utilize the method of survey in our research, so that it will be helpful for us to bring more validity and reliability in our output of the research. Do you have, can anyone say what is survey? And you say survey, what is survey?
Sir, collection of information.
So, for example, if you are in a teaching field or in any kind of marketing field, let us imagine that you are selling a product of a particular mobile phone, right? And your manager of your company asks you to take the feedback survey. Okay, so what will you do? Or you are teaching in a classroom and you are asked to take the feedback of the students. So what will we do? So we use the survey method. Means the survey method, we go to use the maximum numbers of the respondents, right? So survey is such one where we need not to bother much on the part of the sampling size and everything, but we do a survey as a census, for example. When you go for census method, in every 10 years in India, we go for census. When our last census was taken in India, 2000, last census in India. Which year India conducted census in India? 2011. So we had a last census, the report of everything. If you are writing a research proposal, sometimes we need data secondary data we collect from the census record of 2011. We suppose we might have done it in 2021 as per 10 years, but due to COVID, we have unable to, but in due time, probably the government may enter into taking the census. So they use a survey method, a lot of questions into it, and they come to your home and ask the full detail of your household, right? So that's is an example of census and survey method. Means they see to it no one is left out. Okay. So it's quite so survey research is a structured method of data collection used to gather information from the specific population. Okay. So you want to collect data from the specific population. So if you are taking the research on children, so the children is your specific population, right? If you are taking a survey on older persons in India or elderly persons in India, this elderly persons are your population. So please, whenever we are uh, saying population in research, it is a set population of your research, of your research studies, not the entire population. Because I had a student, I just asked what is population in one of the research question paper. I just asked what is population. So he illustrated that asking me to give then I have to reframe my questions like what is population in the subject of research, right? So very important because population when you're talking in research it defines clearly the set population of the research. That means what your research intends to study is your population. If your study says that the government school children of particular block of the district in Maharashtra, then the particular block school children are your study population, right? So the survey method gather information, used to gather information from the specific population, and it helps understand behaviors, opinions, trends across various disciplines, right? So when you are going for a survey method, you fully collect and holistically collect data from the set population. So using sampling techniques and structured questionnaire, survey research ensures reliable and generalizable findings. That is very important. So proper sampling and your structured questionnaires used in under survey method helps us to generalize the findings. What do you mean by generalizing the findings? I have said in my previous class too. What do you mean by generalizing the findings? Can anyone answer? What do you mean by generalizing the generalizable findings? Any idea? No idea. So generalizable means yes, Shreya. Yes, Shreya, madam. You want to answer? Shreya.
So I'm asking what is the
I'm not audible. Probably your internet. Can you ask your question once again, please? Sorry, Miss Rhea, I am not able to get your questions. Probably the network. Can you text your question? I'm waiting for it.
Sir, right now I don't have any questions. So I just the class. And
Okay.
there is some problem in the microphone. That's why and it is not audible. That's why I'm
Okay.
on my
Okay.
microphone.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Okay.
The structure using sampling and techniques and structured questionnaire, survey research ensures generalizability. That means the particular block of Maharashtra school children, if you are doing the mental health of that particular block's school children's mental health, it is generalizable. When you use the survey method, it's highly possible to generalize because you are collecting the data from all the children of that block, so that when you say generalizable, you can say the entire blocks which has the entire Maharashtra state who has the common similarity of that particular block, the findings can be generalizable to another children of that particular state. Means the findings can be applicable, right? You can suggest other blocks also take necessary steps in order to reduce the mental health problems of the children if there is high level of mental health problem in the particular block. So you can compare, you can suggest to implement certain programs to entire Maharashtra. Do you understand? So that is the generalizable. That means your findings generalizable. Your findings even the nearby states, even across India, it is generalizable, right? So the technological advancements have further improved its efficiency, making it essential in social sciences, business, and policy making, right? So as I have in terms of generalizability, as I have uh, uh, presented one of the articles of the research in last class on unorganized women in India. There is a particular finding says that in Tamil Nadu there are 43 percentage of women who are working in unorganized sector. There are few states in India has highest number of unorganized sectors. Unorganized sector women are working. That is Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka, or somewhere there, right? A few states. So they are telling the programs, and especially when they are talking about Tamil Nadu, they are telling the programs called Toli. Means that the government is providing accommodative hostel facilities in urban cities for those who are migrating from other districts to metropolitan cities or A1 cities to work comfortably. That means the accommodation or hostel is free, or I think it's free, or it's a reasonable rate. So that provides the safety and security for the women to work in the unorganized sector, right? So what they are telling now, the out of this study, they are generalizing the particular program of the particular state because it enhances the involvement of the women in the particular sector, right? That is called a generalizability, right? So the technological advances further improved its efficiency and making essential in social sciences, business, and policy making, right? So survey method is very important in terms of policy making. So what is the definition of the survey? So survey research involves collecting self-reported data through structured questionnaire. What do you mean by questionnaire? There are various tools of data collection. When you say questionnaire, when you take interview schedule, there is a different, right? You can use interview schedule or questionnaire for survey method. But when you talk about the questionnaire, you are having set of questions, right? And you are giving that to the people to answer for it. Okay, then that is a questionnaire, right? Have you been any times? Have you done a research, or you have answered, or you have been the respondents for research? Any one of you? Did you give your response to any kind of research, being the respondent to the research? Or have you filled any Google form for research purpose?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, can you help me for preparing a questionnaire for studying for doing a survey from a village from the rural area regarding the philanthropy activities by the non-resident Indians.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what?
You give the topic, we can. That is another consultant. That is different work. That
Okay,
I'll
sir.
help you, not an issue. But for the discuss purpose, I'm asking: have you done any kind of preparing the questionnaire, or you? First, I'm asking what you have. Have you responded to any kind of questions that is being asked for the survey purpose or any kind of research? Have you been any time the respondent?
Sir, about a year ago, IGNOU, some department of IGNOU sent a survey form. I think it was Google form or MS forms, I don't remember. But they were collecting data on sleep study. So they were asking, are you willing to be a part of the study? How long do you sleep at night, etc., etc. But I filled that survey up for them because it was IGNOU, but I haven't heard from them after that.
Okay, okay, okay. That means you are a respondent for that research, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
are
sir.
purely a respondent, right? Very good.
Sir, whenever we draw some money from any ATM also, it asks a few questions.
Exactly, exactly. It asks few questions.
Sir.
When you close this Zoom app, it will ask a question. Are you satisfied? Is the video is good?
Yes, sir.
Or even if you are asking WhatsApp,
Yes.
right? It's a small
Yes.
survey getting your feedback,
Sir.
right? It will ask, it will not force you. It will not force you. Rather, it will give an option. You want to respond or not? Am I right?
Yes.
It means it gives a concern, right? These are the small examples of survey, right? It will go across. See, imagine in a minute there are 1,000 people are using the WhatsApp video call, and it posts the question: How was your video? How was the call? Are you satisfied or something? Two or one or two questions means out of 1,000, it may get the feedback from 700 people, right? In order to enhance, right? Automatically, sometimes the survey is taken. For example, if you are going to the ATM center, imagine, okay, there are three language it will come pop up, three language immediately when you are going to the ATM, right? For if in Tamil Nadu it will ask three language. For example, English, Hindi, and Tamil. Okay, am I right? For some other state, it will ask two questions, only English, Hindi, or some other state, it will ask, for example, Kerala, if they go, they'll ask, the ATM machine may pop up saying, asking Tamil, English, Malayalam, English, or Hindi, right? Automatically, the survey is taken. Means, if I click English, or if I click English, for example, 100 people are using ATM one day, how many have clicked English? How many have taken Tamil? How many have taken Hindi? You get the point? The survey is taken automatically. It is inbuilt, right? So, survey is something which makes the generalizability, makes the data more reliable, right? So, the survey research involves collecting self-reported data through structured questionnaires. When you say questionnaire, that's the term is very, very important. As Dr. Jodi Madam has mentioned, when you say questionnaire, that the question has given to you in your hand. Okay, you are saying and you are filling. What is your name? You are writing Guruprat. And what is your age? You are mentioning. What is your gender? What is your income? What is your education? You are mentioning. If the question is given to the respondent, straight to the respondents, and you are responding to the question as a respondent, then that method is called questionnaire. Rather, I am a researcher, I want to study the sleeping disturbance. Okay, so I have 10 questions. I am going first to Sanjeev and asking what is your name and filling. Did you sleep 8 hours in a day? And all those things, asking 10 questions, and I am collecting from Sanjeev. And I'm going to Kurbret. I am going to Madam Sophia and Madam Dr. Jyoti, right? Then that becomes the what? Interview schedule. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
All right. So today many have joined. Mr. Dominic, Mr. Vinod Subramanian, Mr. Shreya, Sophia. Thank you for joining. Some of you new to the class. Anyhow, all right. So those are considered as a what interview schedule, right? So it can be cross-sectional, single time point, or longitudinal over time to track changes. So what is a single time point? So for example, I want to do a research just to know what is kind of the problems or the success stories of women in a beauty parlor and hairdressing or something like that. That's a proposal we are writing right now, so that I'm giving that example. That is a single time point. Okay, success stories of women in beauty and wellness sector, which is the informal sector. So I'm writing a proposal to study the success, the failures, the family support, the caring, the children and everything, how they are managing their beauty and wellness, working in beauty and wellness sector as an entrepreneur or a self-employed person. All right. So this is a single study point. What is a longitudinal study? It is minimum the period of more than 2 years, right? Longitudinal study. That means same study. I want to study the beauty and wellness sector. I am studying it. I am giving some intervention to the people, those women who are working into it, giving some training and studying the impact and giving some courses to them and studying the impact of the courses to upskill themselves in their job. So it will take a lot of time. Okay, that's a longitudinal study because your intervention, that is called a developmental research in some other point. Okay, now the country or world moves to developmental research or longitudinal studies where you implement something and see the impact of it, but you don't implement something in social science research just to check or something like that. You implement something to see whether the program is upskilling, right? And giving some development to the person and to the society and to the nation as a whole. It's a longitudinal study. Okay, to track changes, right? So now, for example, the country should have done the MG Naregas as a longitudinal study. What the impact it has created to agriculture, to the personal development, family, women development. So that is a longitudinal study. So surveys can be descriptive. What do you mean by descriptive? Can anyone say what is descriptive?
There are various methods.
Okay.
Sir, like for example, in the survey, instead of asking close-ended questions, we can ask open-ended questions so that the person is able to give long answers or descriptive answers.
Can you repeat it, Ms. Sophia, ma'am?
Yeah. Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
So mainly, like for example, in some surveys, if required, instead of giving close-ended questions, we can give open-ended questions so that the respondent is able to answer in details.
Very good. Exactly, your answer is correct. So, descriptive. Okay. In a descriptive method, we use open-ended question. Means the respondents able to describe, elaborate, and give in detail the answers the respondents want to give. But how to make the respondent to give the experience or the response in a very descriptive manner, it is in the hands of the researcher. Let us imagine Miss Sophia madam has watched a particular movie, right? There are so many movies in Tamil Nadu which are flop nowadays. So I am asking a question. How was the movie? Then Miss Sophia madam may say that it's good. It's a good, she said. It's a descriptive or closed. It's non-descriptive. I asked how was the movie, and Sophia madam, as the respondent, said movie is good. Is that a descriptive or non-descriptive answer?
Not descriptive.
How to make Madam Sophia to give descriptive answer for this? What question I have to post again to Miss Sophia madam to give descriptive answer for this question?
Sir, which characters you like the most, and
Which
how
character?
you like the
Which
most?
character? Okay,
Correct.
which character you like the most? She will say that the character given by Shah Rukh Khan. Is that a descriptive answer?
No, sir.
Or
The
Shah Rukh Khan character?
question has to be extended further. Which you like the most character and why?
Yes. Why? Okay. What is the key message from the movie? Yes, that can be.
Sir.
Okay. Why you like? Why? How? Dr. Jodi madam and Mr. Vinod is posting some question.
What is the message of the movie?
What is the message of the movie? Okay. So what you have to make there, what we have to understand from this is the respondent, even you ask question, the respondent may sometime close the question by giving the answer in a single term. Okay, how was the movie? This question also is correct because it's further will take you to the next open-ended question or descriptive question, right? So you ask, how was the movie? It's good. Okay. What made you to say this movie is good?
Japan.
Right. And what is your opinion on the movie?
ఏంటండి?
And how? What made you to say that opinion? Mr. Sanjeev, you can put it in mute, right? So that will help to make the questions, the answers to be more descriptive, right? So survey can be descriptive, survey can be analytical. Okay, analytical in the sense the data that you collect from there. Okay, you make the respondents to be critical on the answers that he gave. Okay. Means more kind of the data that is on the opinion perspective. Okay. The data on more on the kind of critical analysis, critical thought of the particular area, right? Exploratory, new. Okay. Exploratory research, you use a survey method, right? More on knowing what is something hidden, what is something we don't know. Okay. For those type of areas we use through survey, right? I'll show the questionnaire. I think I have shown the earlier class also. I'll show the questionnaire which is very much a kind of more giving more explorative type of questions in social sciences, right? So rationale of survey research method. Why we need to use rationale means what thought is behind to justify why we are using survey method. Okay, it provides a systematic way to collect data from large population where the population is large. Means you want to do with 500,000 lakhs of people. You want to do that, so you go for a survey method. In small number, you want to do it. You want to do collect data with 20 children. Survey method, more than survey method, you have to go for observation because it's more specific, subjective oriented, right? You cannot go for survey method. Even for 200, instead of survey, you should go for more type of a tool like observation, a tool like in-depth interview, something like that. Survey method where you collect from large population, right? So helps in understanding trends, opinion, and behaviors effectively. What is the attitude towards studying in the uh, studying in colleges in Delhi? Opinion, behavior. What is the perception of IITs from the rural children, rural graduates, right? Opinion, behavior, attitude, right? What is the opinion on a particular mobile phone or the particular company across, or opinion on a particular government across? It's a survey method. How much you rate for this government? Survey method. Yes, Dr. Jyoti, please ask. Dr. Jyoti, you have raised your hand. You can ask question, please. Dr. Jyoti, madam, you want to ask question? Hence you raised your hand. All right. So it helps in understanding trends, opinions, and behaviors, offers quantitative insights of decision-making process. Quantitative insights, it will be in numbers, right? It is in numbers, so it gives quantitative values, right? So it will be graded 1, 2, 3, okay, or 1, 2, 3, 5, or something like that, right? So it is graded in numbers. Offers cost effective compared to experimental and qualitative research. Cost effective means you have less, you spend less amount in order to spend more on this survey research, right? The survey method. right? So cost effective, allows for multiple modes of data collection, including online, face-to-face, telephonic surveys, right? So you might have experienced this type of surveys being asked to you. You might have been the respondent for that. Enhances generalizability through representative sampling. So representation is high in survey method, right? There is a lot of representation. The various segment, the variation of the populations are part of it. Okay. We need to understand one thing, that when we are doing a research, in the population, you should take various segment to generalize the information, right? When you are taking the mental health of the children, you need to take generalizability, the various segment of the particular population, children, based on age, based on their sex, based on the geographical background, rural or urban, based on their parents' income. So various segments of the mental health may be uh, uh, the may be affected by the income of the parents, probably. So in order to generalize, we need to take uh, the various segments so that you can compare. For example, if the mental health of the children, both the income is less or income is high, but it is common, mental health problem is both children are experiencing same level of mental health, we say that income of the family not affecting the mental health of the person. So there is no relationship between income of the family and mental health. Rather, it is more how the parents are carrying their children. You can conclude. So that we need to take various segment of the population or stratification of the population to compare. Right? So enhances generalizability through representative sampling method, means takes various representation of the population. Right? So sampling and survey techniques, sampling methods. One is probability and non-probability that we have discussed number of times. So we will also discuss now. So types of sampling, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So we have simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and convenient sampling, purposive sampling, and quota sampling in the non-probability sampling. So this we have discussed in the last classes also how we have to go for each one, what is probability and what is non-probability, right? So when you are using survey techniques, refers to different methods of data collection used in the survey research. So the choice of the technique depends on, so what I have to take, okay, as what techniques I have to use, what type of sampling I need to use, it's based on, okay, research objectives. What research objectives that I am using? So that makes what kind of test I need to, what type of techniques I need to use it. Okay. Secondly, target audience, geographic research, budget, required depth of respondents. So these are the various parameters, or I say important to choose what type of techniques that you have to go ahead in selecting the sampling method. And selecting the right technique ensures data accuracy and enhances participation rates. Right? Data accuracy, that is a very, very important term. Right? In a simple, if you want to study on children, you cannot take the data from adult. That is lacking in data accuracy. Okay. In order testing the anxiety, you cannot test the depression. So both are different. If you want to study the economic empowerment, you need to have the data on the accuracy on the empowerment of the women, not something else. So these all called data accuracy. So we have a lot of various methods in survey. You can go for face-to-face interviews. This method involves direct interaction with respondents. Okay, allowing for detailed responses in this method. Okay, the social worker interviewing rural farmers to understand the impact of government agricultural policies. Okay, it's a face-to-face interviews you can go. So online interviews that conducted digital platforms like Google Forms, Survey, Monkey, and Qualtrics, and all those things. It's a cost-effective, right? So where we can use online services, who are a kind of your target audience, respondents, or the population is well educated. You cannot use this online surveys with the farmers. Okay, we cannot just say that farmers are not educated. I am not coming in that manner, but face-to-face interviews, it's highly effective in terms of using with the farmers. Face-to-face interviews are highly effective when our study is with the children in schools. Online surveys are very much effective with the college going children. Excuse me, college going students, professors in the colleges, or in the marketing, or in a kind of face-to-face interviews when it's with across states, right? So with whom we are, the population, the study objectives are very important, whether I need to go for online service or face-to-face interviews. As I have said earlier in the previous slide, whether I need to go for face-to-face or online services, it is based on the population, it's based on your objectives, it's based on the study, essence of the study that you have taken, right? So telephone service, correlational survey identifies the degree of association between two more or variable. Social media usage and mental health among adolescents. Correlation survey. So the survey should have both questions. Okay, the respondents won't understand that while filling the social media usage, they will fill the various questions on social media. Then they will for mental health, and they will fill more questions on mental health. Then the researcher will analyze and understand the correlations between the using the media and the mental health of the adolescents. So the telephone surveys research the collect data by calling respondents. So if you have bought a bike, okay, they will call the very next day or 2 days or 3 days after. How is our service? Are you satisfied buying with us? How is that? If you are given your two-wheeler for kind of service or something, they will call. If they call and collect data, then it is a telephonic survey, or else it's an online. If they have sent some forms to fill it, it is a online service. Okay, telephonic service, they have to call you and ask the feedback. Normally, when you purchase or something with a huge amount, this type of surveys will be taken into consideration, will be used. Okay, so longitudinal survey, cross-sectional survey, as I have explained, and using the operational survey research tools, operationalizing survey research. Okay, so in terms of designing effective questionnaires is very, very important, right? And we'll go one by one. So when we are using, that means when you are operationalizing, that means when you are bringing into the effect of the using the survey, how I need to operationalize, means how I have to prepare for it. Okay, so designing effective questions, use clear, concise, and unbiased question. Very, very important in preparing it. The question should not be biased. Okay, So it is not kind of any kind of religious, political, caste, or locality kind of stigmatizing something needs to be fully avoided. Okay, it will lead to kind of a issues. Okay, so ensure validity and reliability of the survey. What is validity and reliability? Very important terms. Survey instruments. When you say validity, means your survey should study what it intends to study. If you want to study the mental health of the children, the survey questions should be focusing only on the mental health of the children. You should not talk something unnecessarily. You should not ask some other questions in that survey. That is the validity. So we will ensure the validity of the survey by taking a pilot. Okay, if with 20 or 30 people, you have to just go and ask questions. So by doing it, you will understand whether the questions are framed such a way that it is being asked because any bias question is there, anything is harming, anything is not in a sequence, right? So you will get clarified with the where we need to edit. That is called a pilot research, PILOT, pilot research. When you are doing it, you will rectify and check whether it has its validity. Means it intends to study what it's supposed to study. Reliability, you have to check whether it is reliable. Means if the study is done in again and again, it should have a reliability variation. It's highly statistical, but means that it should have the reliability with the data. Okay, the skewness should go correctly. That means if I am collecting with Sanjeev on mental health, if I am collecting the data with me, so out of 8, now here there are 7. Out of 7, I am asking 7 people. So the skewness should go. It should have the reliability. For example, there are 10 students in my class. Let us imagine there are 4 faculties are going. Okay, there is a one student who is not scoring well. So all 3 faculties out of 100, that particular student took 20. Imagine, in my class, in my paper, I gave him 80 marks out of 100. It is not reliable. Okay, that means I have not evaluated his answer sheet by reading it entirely. I just ticked and gave the mark. So that for other 3 subjects, he has 20 marks, 20 or 25 or 30 in that range. But in my paper, it is 80. Means the evaluation is not reliable. So it should be re-evaluated or need to be taught, right? The same way, reliability, if I am taking with a 7, the question should give the reliability of the data. Means that if I am asking with people, the various people, it should give the seamless answer, right? So it's very, very important to check the reliability and validity of the data, right? So when you use the survey method, enables collection of the data from large sample, improving generalizability and standard data collected enhances reliability and comparability and facilitates statistical analysis and provide clear and actionable insights, right? And offers flexibility in data collecting through various medium and online and offline and all those things. Okay, so weakness of survey methods. Sometimes the response bias, they won't see the question, just answer it. Limited depth. Okay, and non-response issues, data interpretation complexity, challenges in questionnaire design, right? These are some of the limitations. Okay, survey has a lot of limitations because sometimes you cannot collect data. You just send the Google form. Most of them won't send. Okay, sometimes they least bother or By force, they will tick something and give you, right? So survey has a lot of limitations, and they give the answers for the purpose of getting good marks. Okay, and if they don't have good opinion, then they give wrong answers. Something they sometimes not much reliable in survey method. Okay, survey research history. So we have ancient times and present, and we use lot of evolution has gone in the survey research. Uh, so these are the various forms and all those things, right? Survey design. How I have to design the survey. Okay, that's very important. Defining research objective. So preliminary construction, you have to defining research objective, understanding the population, determining the scope, selecting data collection methods, right, and ensuring ethical compliance. When in terms of ethical compliance, we have discussed all those things. When we are talking about the ethical compliance, means that you have to get the node from the respondents, the consent from the respondents to answer for these questions and study, right? So that the ethical consideration is very important, right? So phase in survey research, you have problem identification, survey design, sampling process, data collection, data processing. When you say data processing, organize, clean and prepare data for analysis, right? So data analysis, interpret findings using statistical tools and report writing. So phase in survey research. So you do coding and all those things. Okay, you have collected the data. What do you mean by data processing? Data collection, until data collection, we know. Data processing, you should organize, means you should edit, code. There are some answers which they have said kind of wrongly or something like that. You should edit and everything. Okay, and it doesn't mean that you have to change their answers. If you find the answer is not there, you should call them and ask them to answer properly or something like that. And clean the data means that where you have to set the data in Excel sheet or something like in a very analyzable process and prepare the data for analysis, editing, coding, and everything you have to do. And what do you mean by coding? For example, if you are asking on the sex of the respondents, then they'll give male, female, or transgender. Then you have to code it for male 1, female 2, transgender 3, or something like you have to give coding in numbers so that it will be ready for the analysis. So then you analyze the data using the statistical tools, then you go for present the results in a structured manner and everything. So this is the phases in survey research. So formulation of the research questions. When you formulate a research question, establish dependent and independent variable, right? So I hope that you understand what is dependent and independent variable. So the variables that you focus on, okay, probably the dependent. You say that in research question, uh, the age of the respondents impact on the mental health of the person. Okay, when you say age, it is the independent variable, right? Today your age is something, and tomorrow your age is it's an independent variable. So dependent variable is the mental health. So mental health depends on the age. So you say that age of the respondents impact. There is a correlation between age of the respondents and mental health. When you say that, you clearly say there is an independent variable impacts on the dependent variable. So identify key variables, that is dependent and independent variable, ensuring clarity and feasibility, formulate precise and answerable research questions. Okay, so your research questions to be very much answerable and precise, means in small in a very meaningful manner. Okay, always understand that you should not put a lot of kind of words which we cannot understand or something. Put a simple terms. Use simple vocabularies, right? It is not the research proposal or research questions. It's not the place to uh, uh, explore your uh, uh, skill on English or any language. Okay, Tamil or Malayalam or Hindi or Sanskrit or whatsoever. It is not exploring our skill on the language. It is exploring maximum people to understand what you are planning to answer, planning to question, or planning to identify in this research. Entire research proposal or report, it should be very, very in simple terms. So that I requested in the last class also read newspaper, giving some kind of analytics or research outputs. It will be mostly it will be in a simple language. All right. When you are writing certain concepts or something like that, let us say I'm writing on the mental health, then I can use lot of terms which are highly used in schizophrenia, depression, or something like the terms which obsessive compulsive disorder, where I can use because I'm writing as an expert in the mental health. I'm not an expert, but expert in mental health. If I write, then I can use those terms, right? But when I want to study on mental health, I need not to go in depth of it. I can give those terms, but in my research questions, in my hypothesis, need not to go using those kind of terms, right? So it should be very, very precise. Choosing question type, decide between open-ended or closed-ended question formats in your research questions, in your survey, whether you want to use closed-ended and open-ended questions. And it's based on, as I have said, purely on research objectives. Developing base research expectation on prior studies. Okay. So on the prior studies, develop the hypothesis. On your review of literature, develop the hypothesis, right? So survey research designs cross-sectional, longitudinal, we have seen it. Sampling design. So these are the various things. So survey instrumentation. So you have meaning of survey and techniques and instruments for data collection. You have a structured interviews, unstructured interviews, focus groups, observation method. Okay, telephone service, online service, mail service, or various techniques of data collection. You have a structured interviews. When you say something we have already online service, mail service, we have learned. When you say structured interview, the questions are structured. Means predefined set of questions are there. So there is a flow. You have 20 questions, you ask one. Unstructured interview, that is open-ended conversation. Based on your answer, then I will post another question. Okay, without deviating the main objective of the research. I will not ask something of your family problems. Rather, I will ask questions for deeper understanding on the area. So here the questions in unstructured interviews, the question is not, there is no flow of the questions. Okay, now Ms. Dominicus comes and as a researcher comes and asks me, and I will give some answer. Then the next questions based on my answer, he will ask another, post another questions. When Sanjeev is the respondent to Ms. Dominicus, Dominicus some ask questions, the second question may not be the same as what I have, what he asked me. Based on Sanjeev's answers, the questions may be different. without deviating the objective of the research. Okay, that is an unstructured interviews. Focus groups. So I will have 10 people or maximum of 20 to discuss on the particular topic. Okay, for example, empowerment of women in dairy farming, right? So I have 10 or 20 women. I'll ask how they have developed their enterprise, right? How they have evolved, what is the government support, what is the family support. Then each 20 will give and their experience, and they will, I just as a researcher moderate the questions and get the data. Okay, observation method we have discussed several times, online service, mail service, self-explanatory, I hope. Okay, so these are the various techniques or instruments for data collection, right? So questionnaire construction. So you should ask open-ended Likert scale question. Okay, so Likert scale gives the data very clearly. What and it is, for example, I am very good at school. Okay, that is a statement. So I am answering. There will be a 4. I agree. I strongly agree. I agree. Neutral. Disagree. Strongly disagree. Okay. If that is called a Likert scale. Okay. Means I am good at school. I'll click that. I strongly agree. Okay. I sometimes bully others in school. I strongly agree, agree, neutral, uh, disagree, strongly disagree. Then I'll go and I'll click disagree. So this is a Likert scale question, measures attitudes and opinion on a scale. Okay. So keep questions clear, concise, and unambiguous. Okay. Means it should not deviate much. Probably, what is your income? Okay, it is ambiguous or it is unambiguous. Now you are asking what is your income. There is no, it's open-ended. The person has to fill the question and income. It is ambiguous or unambiguous.
Sometimes it will be both sides, sir.
You tell me
I mean,
now.
I mean, somebody may answer or somebody may not like to answer actually.
No, it is based. So in my study, I want to know the income of the family.
So it is
Okay.
unambiguous. Unambiguous. Hello. Hello, sir.
It is ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Okay.
Because I should ask what is your monthly income or yearly income. The respondent may be confused whether I have to fill my monthly income or yearly income. So as one respondent, I will give my monthly income. Another respondents will calculate for 12 months and give the income. There is a chance. And you should ask very clearly, what is your monthly income?
Okay.
Okay. So we should put the questions very, very clear. Right. Very, very clear on the respondents to answer. Right. So, and just survey execution and data analysis. So how you execute the survey. Okay. Here you put sampling issues, response bias, okay, and low response rates, questionnaire design, data collection challenges, time cost constraints. These are the areas you should be very clear before you are executing it. Okay. Sampling issues, writing a sample size, right sample size, and type is very crucial. Participants may not provide accurate response due to social desirability and misunderstanding of questions. There is a response bias, so you should check. Low response rates. Many surveys face issues of non-participation affecting data quality. So how you are making, how you are going to eliminate the low response rates? And questionnaire design and data collection challenges. We need to be very, very concern about these areas. Okay, and analysis, data cleaning and preparation, descriptive statistics, international inferential statistics, visualization techniques. How we are going to put a visualization? How we are, what type of table you are going to use? So these are very much concern of that. Okay. So ethical issues, you should not manipulate, you should not edit what the respondents have given. Informed consent, as I have said, you should get the participants should be fully aware. Informed consent, in simple term, the participants should be fully aware of the research purpose and their rights, confidentiality and anonymity. Okay, so the respondent should not know, should not be revealed. Okay, and avoiding manipulation and transparency and respect for participants are very important when we are dealing with the kind of research and the survey method. I'll show one thing. Just a few minutes. I will share one questionnaire so that it will be helpful. Any questions? Are you able to see my sharing? Okay, for mother. So this is the question. This is survey or questionnaire survey method. Okay. So how they are frame the question? You see here, they're asking highly sensitive questions here. How many adults live in your household, including you? So you see here. No, this questionnaire I cannot give it. Ethically, it is wrong. Someone asked this questionnaire. This I cannot give because it's a current study developed by someone. Because the study is going. Okay. So, how many adults live in your household, including you? Means it reduces the ambiguous. Okay. The uh, respondents will think whether including me or not. Okay. How many years have you lived in your current residence? In your income in a month. You see here, your partner's income in a month. Right? So, see the ambiguous is very less in this question, right? Because it goes a lot of addition before it goes to the thing. This is called a Likert scale. Okay. This is the type of Likert scale. On a scale of 1 to 8, on which 1 means most people can be trusted and 8 means you cannot be you can't be too careful. Generally speaking, would you say that most of people can be trusted or that you can't cannot to be careful dealing with the people. Okay. So you see here another Likert scale. Children often do things that are wrong, disobey, make their parents and angry and all those things. I explained why something was wrong once in past year, twice in past year, something like that. It's a parents and children. So this study is with women and with their young female child, young in a sense 13 to 18 years, and 13 to 18 years, and uh, mother. Okay, so they are checking their kind of any kind of the relationship, the abuses, whether they have gone through. Highly sensible questions are being asked. Okay, and the question clearly gives if there are three with only one female child, they need to be taken. Let us imagine, let us assume there are three female children of that particular mother from 13 years to 18 years. So with these three children, which children I need to take? So the research clearly says, the guidelines clearly says, the child, one who recently celebrated the birthday, need to be taken for my study. Yeah. So how far they are going in terms of to whom I have to take? If there are three children, if there are two children in the same age group. Okay. So very much important. It's not sometimes we should put our lot of effort in framing and visualizing what will happen if it is the research is like that. What will happen if that? So a lot of discussion should go on while we are framing the questionnaire. Okay, so this is the Likert scale, and it is uses lot of kind of things. Likert scale, and please select any of them. And okay, and some other questions, something like that. Okay, I'll say I have seen. See, but there are some open-ended questions too. So all right, so this are the various questions, various learning that we have done so far. Any questions? So questions?
Sir, somewhere during our research, if we find that our research is not as per our point of view, then if we conduct again and again to find out the same thing, what we call that type of research, sir? Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible. I'm rethinking on your questions how I have to answer for that because it's very diplomatic question. Can you ask again?
Sir, in at the end of at the end of my research or somewhere in the middle of my research, if I come to know that what I intend to find out could not be found out, right? So again I will conduct and again I will conduct. What that type of research is? Somewhere in the middle of the survey, I will come to know that my research is not to the point, right, sir?
Then you have to redo it again.
Yes. So redoing
that is not any kind of research in it. Before you are going to conduct your research, you need to do a pilot study.
Okay.
Okay. That means your respondents, if your sample size is 200, before you are going to reach to all 200, you need to conduct that with 20 people. Okay. If you with 20, okay, any kind of number of research, even thousands, you can conduct with 20 or 30. Okay.
Sure.
By conducting with 30 or 20, you will identify what are the issues that are there in your survey or in your tools of data collection or in your methodology.
Sir.
Okay. Let us imagine that you have taken some kind of methods like descriptive, but it is not at all possible for your research to use descriptive method. It is, you need to go for experimental. So that is the right time while you are doing it with the 20, you have to change it. It is not a kind of any kind of with the methods in it. Okay. It is called a pilot study. Pilot study will give you to change and edit the methodology or any other thing before you are going to approach with a whole sample size of the study.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other? I will so that for your thing with content and everything, it will
Sir,
be.
audio was not clear.
Okay, tomorrow, now it is okay?
Yes.
So tomorrow we have last class, I hope. So that I ensure you that I'll give all the PPTs through IGNO so that you get all the PPTs for your preparation for the exams or going through the content may help you, I hope, to for further proceedings for your exams and the process purposes.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.